welcome back to Energy Testing Live. My name is Pam Roussel, and I am with Purrrfectly Holistic, and I am so excited to be back with you guys. I want to shout out to all the people on Instagram who are with us today. We're going to be energy testing several kitties whose mamas submitted them a few days ago. If you're not on my mailing list, you can go to the link in bio on Instagram. You can click on our YouTube channel on Facebook. It should have links to all of our contact information, our websites, and you can certainly sign up. And you can get on the email list so when we send out notifications for events like this, you can submit your cat. So how's everybody doing? How's your week? I know we're about to go into a nice long Easter weekend, so happy Easter wishes to everyone. And I want to just start off today by saying just a little bit about energy testing or muscle testing. Energy testing is when you don't actually use your fingers or like the arm test that some practitioners use, but energy testing can be done with a pendulum, and it is called ideomotor response testing. So ideomotor response is a response to a question or a statement. Basically, on a very simple level of explanation, the way muscle testing or energy testing works is it uses the theory of quantum coherence and quantum physics to assess energetically, tap into the energetic frequency of the body to gain information, because our bodies are so intelligent and they carry so much information that we can tap into on a simplistic level. Muscle testing is just a way to do that, whether you're using your fingers, whether you're using your body, or whether you're using a pendulum. And this is my stainless steel pendulum. If you guys can see this, it does not pick up energies or absorb energies because it's stainless steel, so it's easy to use when you're testing multiple cats. Let me say one other thing about muscle testing or energy testing. Just a simple reminder for you guys. The information that I'm going to be bringing today to clients who submitted their cats is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prescribe, or replace medical or therapeutic care. It is a great complementary tool to assess energetically what is going on in the body. If you want more diagnostic information, that is what your vet is specializing in. They have tons of tests and information, so or to get information through their diagnostics and things like that. So you can take information from energy testing or muscle testing, and you can present it to your vet and say, can you do a test for glyphosate, for example, and just make see if there's glyphosate in my cat's body so that we can start working to get it out. So that's just a brief example. So we have several kitties, and then unfortunately, a couple of the moms may not be able to be here. So we're going to focus on the ones that are. And I'm going to come over here and take a look. I want to say hello to Hilda. Hello to Jennifer. Hello to Buffy. I know that's Alma. So, hey, Alma, how are you? It's good to have all of you guys here. I know they're excited to hear what I find with their kitties, what's going on with their kitties. And I know that Jessica is here from Pet Parenting Reset. Thank you for joining us, and several other people. I don't know who you are. I just see your great handles. So anyway, if you guys on Instagram want to actually see the cats that I'm working on, if you want to hop on over to the Purrrfectly Holistic Facebook page or the YouTube channel, it is being streamed on there, and you'll be able to see the cats and all of that too. So it's totally up to you. So anyway, does anybody have any questions before we get started? Because I'm happy to answer some things as we go. Oh, hey, Tori, how are you? So Tori and oh, God, Alfie, oh, I cannot even pronounce your kitty's name. I always want to say Alfie, but I don't think that's right. You're going to have to make it really easy for me, Tori. I'm so sorry. And Teresa's here. Thank you for coming. Erica's here. Diane's here. Thank you, guys. How are you? Aoife. Okay, thank you. I'm sure everybody gets that wrong a few times. And Popeye. Hello from Popeye. How are you? It's so good to see all of you. Okay. My first kitty is Hilda's, and I know Hilda's here on Facebook. She's from sunny South Florida. I could use some of your sunshine today because it's rainy and dreary and a little cold over here. Let me jump over to grab Simon's picture. I'm going to share my screen here just a second. Let me find. Okay. So isn't he cute? Okay, so this is Simon. And so Simon's mama, Hilda, says he is FIV positive and early chronic kidney disease, very anxious during feeding times. Is he happy? How is he feeling? Is he happy being indoors? And why is he urinating, standing up all of a sudden inside the litter boxes, creating the house to smell and litter boxes? You know, I have had several cats in my history, including my current one, Gunner, who prefers to stand up when he pees. And so that's why we have the really high-sided litter boxes. Sometimes they do that because they feel insecure and they think they're putting their scent, out. Instead of on the litter, it's kind of on the side of the box. So maybe it's a little bit more potent, and that's why you're smelling it in your house more. I use like those urine destroyer cleaners, and I spray inside the box and clean it out to kind of keep that smell down. But in my experience in the past, it's because they do feel a little anxious. So let's ask a few questions regarding cute little Simon here. Let's see. So let's see, first of all, are there emotional blocks that are, yes, I'm getting a yes, just so that you guys know, when I'm using my pendulum and I'm asking questions, which you can do with a pendulum, or you can make statements with a pendulum. My yeses are clockwise, and it's going to look reversed for you guys online. So my yeses go clockwise for me, and my no's go counterclockwise. So did you see how that worked? So my yeses go one direction, and my no's will change. And I'm not doing anything with my fingers. That is just the energy and how my answers come forward. When you learn how to muscle test or use a pendulum, everybody's yeses and no's can be a little different. So you have to figure out what is yours. So, okay. So first of all, we have some emotional blocks. Are there cats who are stressors in your home? Yes. So I don't remember how many kitties, Hilda, you said you have. Is it just Cheeto? Are there others? We can find out how many. Is there more than one cat that's a stressor? Yes. Is there one? Is there two? There's two that are stressed, causing him stress, emotional stress. And so he is feeling anxious. Does he resonate with happiness at this time? Yes, he seems to be very happy. And as far as the anxious during feeding times, if you sense that he gets anxious, and it might be more about resource guarding. Maybe he gets bugged or interrupted when he's eating by the other cats in the house. And if that is the case, you may want to feed him in a totally different area where he can just be relaxed and at peace and not worry about other cats coming in and trying to finish off his food before he's done. If something like that is happening. So you just kind of have to use your best discernment and figure out what he needs to feel safe and secure during those feeding times. especially if his personality is one of those that is more submissive and they just let other cats kind of push them around a little bit. So take a look at his feeding situation with the other cats. And if you know who the two are that are causing him a little anxiety, then that's a clue. Do what you can to kind of separate them during those times. Let's see. Early kidney disease. And if you didn't see my interview last week with Dr. Ruth Roberts, we talked in depth about supporting cats with kidney disease as well as prevention, which is huge. So there's a lot of really great tips in that video. So go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Let's see. Obviously, feeding him a species-appropriate diet would be beneficial for him. So are there additional supplements that would work for him? Yes. Does he need? Would he benefit from a phosphorus binder? No. Would he benefit from some herbal support? Okay, so we could look at herbal supplements for cats specifically for kidney disease. There's a lot. And again, in my interview with Ruth Roberts, we talked about some of those as well. Off the top of my head, one of my faves is ion gut support and is highest and best good. Yes. So ion gut support for pets is wonderful because it works on the intestinal lining. And remember the immune system, 80% of the immune system is in the gut. So we've got to support that gut integrity and stop anything leaking through and causing weakness in those tight junctions in the intestinal walls, because it's only one cell thick. So toxins can get through and start to weaken those bonds, and then things start to cross over into the bloodstream. So let's see. Ion gut support, and being an FIV positive kitty, we want to make sure that we limit, exposure to as many toxins as you can, which I know that you're already very well of this. Yes, I'm going to write it in here. Thank you. It's ion gut support for pets, and that is in Perfectly Holistic. Shop.perfectlyholistic.com under gut support. And just standard immune support. I'm sure he's on like antivirals. Antioxidants are wonderful for supporting the immune system and reducing inflammation in the body. So let me think. No, let's see. Let me think if there was anything else that just really pops out. Probiotics are a no. Vira X. You might want to try the Vira X by Feline Essential just as a supportive measure. I know you have some, but again, it provides some antioxidant support and specific ways to target viruses to keep them from flaring up. So that, and then feeding a species appropriate diet is huge. Let's see if there was anything else I wanted to check. Let's ask if he's getting enough environmental stimulation. So is there enough environmental stimulation for you at this time? I'm getting a yes. So whatever you're doing is great, because he seems to be very happy. I think that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so let me go back and read your question. He eats in a separate room. Okay, that's good. If he eats in a separate room and he still feels anxious, look at, I would say, is the door open or closed? Maybe he doesn't like, if the door is closed, maybe he gets anxious when he feels closed in. You can also play really calming, soothing music and solfeggio frequencies. I'm going to write it in here. Solfeggio frequencies. You can find these on YouTube. It's music that resonates at certain vibrational frequency levels, at certain hertz, and they can be very calming and very healing. So, things like music, things like color, Anxiety, a great color therapy for anxiety and nervousness is purple. So maybe put something purple around where he eats. She says he's anxious when I'm preparing the food. Is he anxious or is he just excited? Because some cats are just like, woohoo, it's mealtime. Hurry up. Can you go a little faster? Chop chop. I know my baby girl used to just wail when she first came to live with us because for like the first 3 months, every mealtime, he meows nonstop till he gets his food. Maybe he's just saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you hurry up? Maybe he's just really hungry. Um, some cats just get really, really excited about mealtime because they love it. So I don't know that I would say read into his body language and see if it's more about excitement or if it's nervousness, because those are two totally different emotions. But yeah, some cats are just really, really vocal and just very excited about mealtime. So I used to have one. Now she's really chilled out. It took her about 3 months to figure it out that she's going to get fed. um, Hilda, do you have any other questions? I think I've answered everything so far. I know there's a little bit of a lag. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's a cutie pie. So, okay, we're going to move on and we're going to go to the next one. Let me pull him up. Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking for Machado, and that's not him. And then we're looking for Barb. Hang on 1 second. Let me see if I can. Well, hold on. Let me pull up over here. That's Dee Dee, Zoe, Lucy, Jeff. 1, 2. I may have 3, 4. Okay, let me go. I did not, shame on me. I missed his pulling up his photo. So give me a second. And let me go pull up the link. Well, let's do it this way. This is faster. Hang in there. Okay. Let's open this one. Okay. Then I do have that one. Okay. I was confused. All right. So here we go. So Barb, if you're here, this is who I have for Barb. This is Machado, if I am correct. Let me just make sure. Hi, Brittany. I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's see if Barb is here. If not, we'll come back. Okay. Is Barb over here? I'm looking. Okay. Barb, if you are here, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, she's here. Okay. So this is Machado, and she says he's always hiding under a bed. On top of that, he has been sent by air to his new home. So do you mean that he was shipped, like he flew, he was sent by plane? So he had an airline trip. Is that correct? And is he new to your house? Okay. All right. So can you tell me how long he's been with you? I know there's a little bit of a lag time. I'll just give it a second. So he's hiding under a bed and he's obviously new to his home. He had to stay behind at a foster due to vaccination rules and fly by air. Okay. So he's hiding. He's been recently vaccinated, I'm assuming by that. And how long has he been with you? You've had him for 4 years. Okay. So I'm betting he must have had a rabies vaccine. Is that correct? Yes, vaccinated about a month ago. That's what I thought. Okay. So let's test to see if the rabies vaccine resonates as a stressor in his body. So, does rabies vaccine resonate? Yes, it does. That doesn't surprise me. One of the miasms or predispositions or tendencies for behavior with a rabies vaccine is fearful behavior. And so cats who are normally just fine and easygoing and relaxed, all of a sudden they get this vaccine and they become this different cat. They hide all the time. They're fearful. They run when there's a loud noise. Like behavior that is so unnatural to them that they were not like that before. So in this particular case, what I would recommend is doing a vaccine detox customization service with me where we can deep dive specifically into protocols and specific homeopathy and formats, things like that that would help him detox these elements out of his body. And she says he was hiding before. I'm wondering if he's had more than one vaccine. Um, and if he hasn't, I wonder if it's something in his past that may have happened to him that has caused him to be so fearful. So let's check. Okay, we know the vaccine is contributing to the behavior. Are there traumatic experiences? Yes. Say that's a big, strong yes. So there is some trauma in his past. So are there emotional blocks? Yes, there's definitely some emotional blocks here. Do you know anything about his past before he came to live with you? So I'm going to check like some things off the top of my head. Um, does abandonment resonate? No. Does being in a shelter? Yes. Does being attacked, abused, abuse? So on some level, he was abused. I don't know what that looks like specifically, but it was enough to cause very fearful behavior, according to the energy that's resonating and the answers that I'm getting when I ask the questions. So there's definitely some trauma there that we need to work on and clear from his cellular memory. For humans and animals alike, whenever we go through a traumatic event, those that experience translates into chemicals in our body reacting a certain way and storing those reactions in cellular memory in the body. And so there are organs and glands and tissues in our bodies that store these memories and store these frequencies. And simple triggers can make the body think that they are going through this whole experience all over again underneath, like at the subconscious level. And so doing things like energy healing work, the mind, body, spirit release service that I have learned how to do really, really is amazing at clearing those cellular imprints. It's like taking the weight off the shoulders. Their body can go, I can relax now because I don't have this holding. I'm not holding on to that anymore. So she says there was a young person in the home that was a definite stressor. This person is no longer in the picture. Okay. He was lost outside for 5 days about a year and a half ago. Yeah, see, he's got some traumas. He's got some stuff. So I call it emotional baggage. So we could work on that. We could work on vaccine detox protocols as well. And I'm just curious, do heavy metals resonate as well? Yeah. So his little immune system is being stressed, even though he may not have physical symptoms yet, but things can be going on again at the cellular level underneath that beautiful fur that we don't know until months or years later, and then symptoms start to surface. So let's do some work together. The optimal cat health analysis that I do does involve all the vaccine detox. Oh, and he's a kibble addict. Yeah, you got a lot of things. We got a lot of boxes to check. So I would start with that because it is a deep dive energetically. It will include mind, body, spirit release for clearing emotional imprints. We can get him off the kibble. We can clear the vaccine stuff. We can help you get him onto a better diet. So he's got a bright future ahead of him because he's with you now. So that's wonderful. Okay. Any final thoughts, Barb, or questions? Okay. So if not, I will go ahead and move on to our next one. And we're going to go up to Brittany. I know you're here. Let me go pull up your baby. So this is Chewy. And you cute. So Chewy says, Chewy is a 6-year-old boy. He's been experiencing symptoms of feline hyperesthesia symptoms since the end of 2021. His episodes are mostly mild. He's never self-harmed, but his tail flicks and he runs off as if not his own. His back ripples. He licks a lot to self-soothe. I've tried to narrow down his triggers. I minimize his environmental stress as much as possible. He's on some gabapentin twice a day. It helps, but doesn't eliminate the episodes. I want to cure my beautiful boy of this condition and not just suppress it with medication. Good for you for understanding that there's a difference between suppression and cure. Gabapentin obviously is not addressing the root cause. So I'm going to be doing a deep dive on feline hyperesthesia this month on the radio show and just pulling out case studies to share with you guys everything that it has been teaching me about this condition and what to look for. But just in general, I want you to go back into your records with Chewy and start a timeline as far back into his veterinary records as you can. If you have kitten, back to kitten shots and everything. And I want you to start putting a timeline together of what he's had, how many vaccines, when they were given, if he's had flea medications and things like that, if he's been exposed to, if he's had parasites, if there were anything environmental in the home, like cleaning products, air fresheners, anything in the house, laundry soaps. I want you to start making a list of everything that you're using or he's had exposure to, because what I'm finding through all the cats that I work with is that we can trace this back to toxins, and the toxins that are running through the body are causing so much sluggishness that the body's having an immune response and releasing a ton of histamine in most cases. And the histamine is trying to like counter all the toxins flowing around. So when the cat's skin ripples and when they, start jump up out of nowhere and act like something bit them, or they're self-soothing all the time, I can trace it back to toxins. So we've got to go back and we need to address the root cause. Um, I want to say 90% of these cases are vaccine related, guys. So if you are in a situation where you have to vaccinate your cat for whatever, stupid reason they throw at you, and they won't work with you otherwise, be prepared to detox your cat, and I can work with you on detox protocols for vaccines. But be prepared. And if you are able to skip further vaccines, which I highly recommend because our pets are being over vaccinated, then we need to detox the stuff that was already put in them. Because again, things can start happening on a cellular level that you are not going to see until there reaches a tipping point in the body, and then all of a sudden those symptoms come to the surface, and you're starting to see these FHS type symptoms. They don't get better, they get worse. Environmental toxins like chemicals from plastics, from formaldehyde, from flame retardants in your home. These are things you can't see, but they resonate on a frequency that I've been able to find when I'm working on a cat. So if a cat is being, if their bodies are being stressed by formaldehyde, by a flame retardant product, I've been able to narrow down and help people figure out where it's coming from so they can remove it if possible. And if not, we just have to prepare to do regular detox to get those chemicals out of the body. So, long story short, Brittany, we need to go back and figure out how many vaccines and then detox the vaccines and then the heavy metals that are in those vaccines. We need to restore the gut. We need to work on the immune system. We just need to give his body the tools that it needs to get back into balance. And a lot of times that takes months. So the longer your cat has been dealing with a problem like this, just expect it could take half as much time for that body to rebalance. Okay. So if it's been going on for a year and a half, that's 18 months. It might take 9 months for the body to totally settle down and be restored to homeostasis again. So I tell people, pack your patience. It can go up and down because every day, health is a moving target. Health is constantly evolving. It is not stagnant. You could be fine and then, be exposed to something without knowing it, and then it kind of flares things up again, like pulling out your Christmas decorations that have been sitting in boxes and now they're off gassing again. Those are just chemicals in the air once more that can add stress to the toxic load, or can add to the toxic load and cause more stress in the body. So we just have to look at things from a different perspective. So when you can, I would say start to do your research on his background, on stuff that he's come in contact with, and look at his diet. If cats are eating dry food, that is a stressor. If they are, especially if that food has legumes, corn, wheat, soy, rice, these are all products that can be sprayed with things like glyphosate. Glyphosate is very, very toxic. So again, we just have to take a hard look at what we're putting in the body, what we're putting on the body, and then go figure out what we need to do to get that stuff out that is not benefiting him. And so that's where I can help you. So I use a lot of homeopathy. I use a lot of herbals when needed for support, and just, humic and fulvic acid products, things that are binders like cupric acid, like zeolites, things like that can bind chemicals, that can bind heavy metals and pull them out of the body. So there's a lot of things we can do, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. So that's where I would start. go back. We got to do the timelines, and then we can figure out where to start first. So I hope that helps you. There is life after FHS symptoms. You just have to get to the root cause. And yeah, so in his case, let's do some diving real quick. So rabies vaccine is a yes. Are there heavy metals resonating with him? Yes. Is there one heavy metal? Is it aluminum? It's aluminum. Y'all, I get these downloads. They just, like, I see the word as I'm asking the question. So aluminum just kind of popped into my head. Is there leaky gut? Yeah, so we've got to address, like, microbiome is an issue with this kitty. So there's got to do some gut restoration, immune support. Let's see. Is there anything food-wise contributing to his condition? No. Okay, so food is not contributing. That's awesome. Are there medications contributing to his condition? No. Let's just check if the gabapentin is effective. It is effective. Out of curiosity, how effective is this? And I'm going to use a scale of 1 to 100 to go determine how effective it is. So is it 100%, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50? It's 50% effective. So that may give you an indication. So yeah, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't eventually be able to just get off of that. Once we remove the toxins, his symptoms go away. You know, we've got to treat the root cause. So I hope that helped, Brittany. Do you have any other questions? Let's see. So Brittany says, he's mine now, but she had him as a kitten before he became hers. Okay, so I had a vet appointment Tuesday, declined vaccine updates. Okay, good. Yeah, the problem with the vaccines as a kitten, insert eye roll here, they give too many. Rather than waiting until the kitten is maybe 12 weeks of age, once they're completely off their mother's colostrum and they're no longer getting those antibodies, that's when you would want to give like an FVRCP vaccine, for example, and then do a titer test. Let's see, let's measure. Does he have immunity now? So instead of giving 3 vaccines 3 weeks apart, let's do like 1 and do a titer test, but let's wait until they're a little bit older. And sometimes they give the rabies vaccine and the FVRCP at the same time because they bundle them together and have a wombo combo, as Dr. Falconer calls it. And I'm guilty. I used to do this for years for my cats. I didn't know better. But doing more than 1 vaccine at a time is very risky. And that is how cats and dogs suffer major adverse reactions, including death. So, does FVRCP vaccine resonate? It does. So we got to detox both of those. Let's see what else she says. He eats dry food, but not primarily. He eats wet food multiple times a day, dry food off and on. Okay. I would pick up the all-day buffet. I would take him off the dry food because it is inflammatory. So it's only contributing to inflammation in the body. If you can, switch him completely to wet food. It's so much more beneficial for him, and it's moisture-based instead of dry. Cats need carnivore diet, which is protein, and they need hydration, which is not in dry food. So if you want to preserve your cat's kidneys, feed them a wet, species-appropriate diet throughout their entire life, or if you're learning this midway through, you can stop now and switch them over to a species-appropriate diet that is high in moisture. Let's see. Let me see what else she says. So I don't feel it works. Sounds right. Don't feel it works well enough. He definitely has episodes. Oh, she's talking about the gabapentin. Yeah. And he will, because gabapentin doesn't address the root cause. Gabapentin is a Band-Aid to appease the owner because they don't like what their cat's doing. I'm sorry, but that's kind of I kind of say it like it is sometimes. No disrespect to you. It's the vets. Um, I know they're just trying to help. They're just doing what they're trying to do. Can I say it drives me crazy? It drives me crazy. So in Chewy's case, it seems to be more internal from toxins versus environment or food. Absolutely. Heavy metals do crazy things to the immune system and load up the nervous system. It's crazy. So think about it like this. If you had tons of toxins running through your body and it was making your lymphatics so sluggish that it was irritating the nerves underneath your skin, it would probably feel like you are having prickly sensations or being like little jolts of shocks at any time. It could come out of anywhere. And that would drive you crazy. So that's kind of what the histamine levels do and the toxins do when they get the body is not processing them out. Their drainage pathways are not open to release these things. So they just keep recirculating and building more and more and more. And so that is what you see as a result. So yeah, would you like to say hello? I've got somebody here that wants to say hi. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, say hello, everybody. Say hello. What you doing? It's raining. You don't want to go outside right now. No, it's raining outside. Yeah, okay. You just sit here and help. Okay. So, Brittany, I hope that helps. We're going to move on so I get to everybody. So, let's see here. And the next one is Lucy. Okay, Lucy sent in Leo. So this is Leo. Isn't he handsome with his cute little collar there and those white feet? So Leo, she says he has chronic infection in his left ear. Well, I want to know why, because that's what I ask every day. So we want to know why there is a chronic infection in the left ear. And I want to know what kind of infection. So first of all, I'm going to ask, does bacteria resonate with this? No. Does yeast resonate? Yes. Does candida? Yes. So I think you have a gut problem. Does microbiome resonate? Do intestines resonate? Yes. So this is not a bacterial infection. This is resonating with candida, which comes from the gut. So we need to do some detoxing for candida. We need to find the root cause of the candida. And a lot of times it is the gut. It can be food. Okay, let's see. Does food resonate as a stressor at this time? Yes, it does. So Lucy, I would need to know, what is he eating? Is he eating dry food? Is he eating wet food? And let me tell you guys, just because you're sorry, baby, you can't sit there. Just because your cat is on a wet diet doesn't mean he can't get candida. So it's all about imbalance. It's about pancreas function. Sometimes it can be about liver and gallbladder function as well. We just have to figure out. Don't knock my lamp off. Thank you. We just had to figure it out. Let's see. Mostly canned, sometimes dry. Okay, I would remove the dry. Is there a particular protein that's contributing? Yes. Is there one protein? Are there two? Okay. Is chicken one of them? Does he eat chicken? Is there a seafood one? Yes. Is tuna? Is salmon? Salmon? Does he eat chicken and salmon? Because if so, those are causing stress. And that's probably why his gut has developed. Okay, yes, she says. I would change his protein. So whenever we have a candida issue or, yeast kind of issue, changing the proteins that they're eating for probably 3 months. And I know that's hard for some cats, but changing the protein and doing some detox protocols. Olive leaf has been wonderful for these chronic types of candida issues. So we can look at doing some olive leaf extract, and you'll be lucky. I know Ask Ariel has a powdered form, but Gaia Herbs has just an organic glycerin tincture that might work great for him. Um, so if you want to work together to get him on some protocols and clear food stress and things like that, that would be great. And then she says, I'm trying to get him to change to a raw diet, but it's hard to get him to eat it. Yeah, see, cats, they're creatures of habit, number one. They like their normal stuff because that's what they identify as food, right? Because we teach them what food is. Um, if he has a block to raw food, we can work through that energetically to help clear those blocks. We can clear the chicken and the salmon as stressors to the body, but he's still going to need some time off. He's going to need probably about 3 months away from those proteins just to get his body time to clear all of that out, along with the steps that you're going to take to eliminate the candida. When you clear it out of the gut, it'll clear out of the ears, but we'll probably want to add some support on some level to the ears. So finding maybe like you can try Oxycat by Feline Essential. That's a really nice gentle product, but it's antifungal, so you can use that in the ears. Colloidal silver can be put in the ears to kill that yeast as well. So that's where I would start. So I hope that gives you some insight, but that's why the chronic stuff keeps coming back. It has never been addressed, and it starts in the gut. So I hope that helps. Okay, we're going to move along. And let's see, who is next? Let me pull up the next one. Oh, this is a cutie pie. Okay, this is little Zoe. And I know Teresa's here because I saw her earlier. Teresa, she says Zoe no longer has an odd smell in her back when she gets hot, which we determined last time was chemicals from flea meds or something. It was some kind of chemical that they put on her. And now I'm noticing she has a sour smell in her butt. Good Lord, these smells, right? Her bowel movements are normal. I've recently introduced wet food every day. I had a male cat that had similar issues years ago. I may have used a homeopathic of silica or sepia for it. She doesn't remember. Colloidal silver drops, something else. I wouldn't use colloidal silver internally necessarily for something like this, but we want to know why. Again, I come back to that all the time. I want to know why it's going on. I'm guessing because it's coming from her butt. There's still some clean out that probably needs to happen in the GI tract, in the microbiome. So let's see. First of all, let's go with the question: Are all the chemicals currently processed out of your body? No. We still have some detox to go, and I think you have something that you're using for that. So I would continue. Would using something like Espoulardi benefit her? No. Would using a probiotic benefit her? Yes. Would using a fulvic or humic acid help? Yes. That's a big yes. So I would do, you may have this already, but the ion gut support for pets, which I wrote in the notes here, ion gut support for pets. This will help seal her intestinal lining, so we can just pull all, it's like a binder too, so it pulls all that stuff and moves it out. Let me see. So we got a continued chemical detox. Does more liver support necessary? No. Okay. So is this mainly intestinal at this point? Yes. Are there any pathogens? She says, I'm not finding it every day having the smell. Well, that's good. That's good. And it may just be her body is just in the process of, pushing out all those toxins, because she had quite a lot. Let's just verify. Any parasites? No. Okay. Does any other pathogenic material resonate? No. Are there food stressors at this time? No. Is this just chemical toxin? Is this intestines microbiome issue? Yes. So I think we just need to continue focusing on cleaning up her microbiome. So using the fulvic acid, which pulls things out, using the chemical detox that you're currently doing for that, continue that. You've got a probiotic, awesome. So that's how I would support her, and just doing this general quick assessment. That's kind of what's coming up for now. There was anything else? Is there anything else that we can do? No. Okay, so that's where I would start. You've got some great tools. So keep doing what you're doing. I think she's making progress, obviously, because it's not coming out of her skin. So that's wonderful. Okay. Let me go in and get my next one. Not folic acid. It's humic or fulvic acid, and the ion gut support for pets is one product. And there's another product called Polypet. Is it Renew or Restore or something? It's a Polypet product that has a humic fulvic acid. It's awesome. So yeah, something like that would be really, really helpful. Okay, moving on here. So my last one is, let me make sure. So Alma, we're going to look at Miss Semi. So this is Miss Semi. She is a 17-year-old Siamese, no, let's see. Miss Semi is 17 years old, has a stubborn case of conjunctivitis or pink eye, and the area surrounding her eyes is pink-rimmed, slightly moist and swollen, and has been for months. So let's first of all just test or just ask, is this condition, is it pathogenic in some way? Yes. So is this a viral condition? It's viral. Can we root down to, let's see if this, does herpes resonate? I'm getting a yes on herpes, which that's, it involves eyes. So is herpes 100%? I'm getting yes. So I'm betting this is more of a herpes condition. And I know she's outside, so they can get this from other cats that have herpes. It can be contagious when the cat is having a flare up. So using immune support products support her microbiome through really good food, obviously, species appropriate diet. Would probiotics be benefit? No, probiotics are not testing well. It's colostrum, no. For specific symptoms, let's see, would euphrasia? No. Would not myrrh? Not myrrh. I'm saying 200C. So Natrum muraticum 200C, and I know you may have used this in the past for your other cat, but that is the remedy that I would use for her. Does she have any sinus? Like, do you notice any nasal congestion or sneezing or anything as well? Because I bet you there might be. Let's see what else. You could do Oxycat drops, even if you wanted to use it like in a dilution, if you wanted to dilute it even a little bit, or even colloidal silver, dilute it a little bit, is fine. And just put a drop in those eyes like once a day if she'll let you. And just to clear up any like a secondary bacteria, if you see the bacteria stuff coming up, that will clear that up. But for the flare up, I would use the nat myrrh, and let's see. The Vira X can be really helpful just for a maintenance level. And let's see what else we could do for her. Um, there is a product by Animal Essentials called Super Immune that is testing, let's see, super immune, would it be 100%? It is. So 100% beneficial. Try the super immune by Animal Essentials. And for anyone whose cat has herpes issues, if it just kind of, if you want some regular maintenance support, maybe Hilda for Cheeto, super immune by Animal Essentials. Give that a shot because that's testing really well. Um, Omega-3s, which are great antioxidants. And that brings me to mushrooms with mushrooms. Yes, medicinal mushrooms. So I'm seeing reishi. It's reishi. Reishi mushrooms would be really, really good. And then what about turkey tail? Turkey tail would be excellent as well. What about lion's mane, chaga? Was it maitake? No. Reishi or turkey tail are testing the best. Lion's mane? No. Reishi, turkey tail would be great, just supplemental. They're just, can't say enough good things about mushrooms. They have so many great properties and benefits, especially if you have immune conditions, even gut conditions. It's a great source of fiber. Just so many great benefits. So if your cat has immune issues, I would say make mushrooms a regular part of their supplemental rotation. Antioxidants, omega-3s are excellent as well. So that is what I would do. So I hope that gives you some ideas. We are almost out of time. I know the last person wasn't going to be able to be here. How long to give Nat Myrrh? Let's see. Lysine, I know, every time I test lysine, it doesn't test very well, even with cats with herpes. Yes, it has the amino acid L-lysine in it. I get it. But for lysine, for her, is it 100%, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50? It's only 50% beneficial. And if you're going to spend your money on a supplement, get something that's 100% beneficial. That's my opinion. That's just, money's tight. Let's use stuff that's 90 to 100% beneficial and effective versus something that's just 40 to 60 if you're going to give something. Let's see. How long to do Nat Myrrh? I would use, for a chronic condition like that, I would probably use the 200 CK, and I would probably do like 2 dose her twice the first day, like AM, PM, and then maybe for a couple days, and then just once a day until you see those symptoms stop. So it's not going to be forever. It's not going to be a long time, especially with the 200 potency. So you just have to watch the symptoms. And when you see them getting better and better, then you know that, okay, I don't have to give this much longer, but once a day, and then maybe once every other day until it's gone. And then you stop. If you guys give remedies for too long, they can start to create the symptoms that you're trying to stop. So that's why homeopathy is something you have to really pay attention to. We just can't dose it and we can't become ritualistic about it. We have to be very good observers. Okay, I think that wraps us up for today, unless Dana is here, and I don't think you were, because you sent me a message and said you had to work. So I'm just going to check one more time just to make sure. Anybody over here? I do have one question regarding Popeye. I vaguely remember. I remember his name. Severe gastro issue. He was doing well, but suddenly since last week, he's not eating right, diarrhea, and he's lost weight. I think it would be good to maybe do another check-in with me so I can assess that energetically and see if I can pick up anything that's going on to help you with that. Because obviously, if I can't see him, I can't make any specific recommendations. Diane says, can that be shipped and bought? Can it be shipped to the UK? Are you talking about the Ion Gut Support? Let me know specifically. Are you talking about one of the Animal Essentials super immune? Let me know specifically. You can DM me on that and I can tell you. Typically, I can, if there's something that I carry, I can most likely ship it to you. Um, even as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to label it a certain way so it doesn't get tariffs and all that. So I'm sure we can figure out a way to get it to you. All right. I guess that's it. That's all I have today. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you learned something. I hope this was helpful for you. And again, if you are interested in doing a personalized deep dive energetic assessment to give you some insights and some guidance, I would love to help you. The optimal cat health analysis is that, and it does include the mind, body, spirit release component. If you have a cat that just has emotional stuff that you just want to deal with, mind, body, spirit release would be just perfect for that. It doesn't really do a deep dive on, all areas of the body. It just focuses on whatever, emotional stuff that you want to deal with. And it's a little bit more a different type of way of targeting things. So you can check those out under services at shop.purrrfectlyholistic.com. And until next month, let me make a plug real quick. Next Wednesday, Julianne Thorne and I are getting together again for another round of our Animal Totems and Spirit Guides workshop. And it will be at 1:30 Central, which is 7:30 UK time. So if you want to come meet your animal guides, animal totems and spirit guides, it's a really cool workshop. It's about an hour and a half long, and we would love to help you. It's fun. So check our websites out for that. You can order it directly from each one of our websites. So in the meantime, have a wonderful Easter, everyone. And we will see you next month for more energy testing. So thanks again. Bye now.